spoiler alert, I don't want him. I've been seeing a lot of comments about Corey Kispert and should we get him? Should the Spurs try to go for him in the draft? Honestly, I do not think it will be a good idea. I know. The Spurs need three-point shooting. The Spurs need three-point shooting. Did I tell you that the Spurs need three-point shooting? Like, we all know this. Everyone has been saying it. But the funny thing about it is the Spurs, even if you think of recent history, okay? We don't have to go into history. Let's just talk about recent history. The Spurs have been able to manage to have pretty good three-point shooters while not necessarily investing 100% in them for the future of the young guys or anything like that. Not to say if we got a Kispert that will be the case, but he is a big talent in the draft, and he's more than likely going to go in the lottery. And with that being said, a guy that I get in the lottery will be a guy that I want to potentially maybe have the opportunity to build around in the future. And I don't necessarily think that this is the case with Kispert. Now, he is a really good talent. The more I see of him, the more I like him. I like his energy. I like his three-point shooting. I like how good he is with his instincts. Like, he has ultra instinct, like Goku ultra instinct off ball. But honestly, I just don't think this will be a good look. Now, we're looking at this article. The Spurs have conducted pre-draft interview. As you can see, this was June 29th. So this was a good while ago, but I did want to bring it up. Shout out to Noah. That's our boy. So the Spurs did do an interview with him. And as Tom Orsburn said here, need three-point help and all of that. Honestly, I think that we will be better off because you got to keep in mind that we end up having our boy Bryn Forbes. Shout out to Bryn Forbes, who just won a championship. Congratulations, my boy. But also we had Bertans. We had Danny Green at one point, then he started kind of falling off. But we've managed to have three-point shooters on the team for a while. This is kind of the first time where we don't really have three-point shooting. We tried it with Powell. We had Marco Bellinelli a few times, and I know that we need a three-point shooter, but I feel like you can get a good three-point shooter without giving up your lottery pick to get him. You know what I mean? Like, I think that he's a really good talent. I really do, but I just don't think it will be worth it. So if we're just looking at the pros and cons of him, and these are the professionals, don't take my word for it, right? 6'7", 224, so he's decent size, shooting guard / small forward, kind of. He's a weird spot with height, but you see, very good shooter, especially from deep. Crafty scorer off the dribble, excels at scoring on off-ball motion plays, adequate playmaker, moves well off the ball on offense. Yeah, that's what I saw a lot from him. Very Klay Thompson-esque, if you will. Adequate rebounder, adequate defender. Above average athlete, yeah. Lacks elite first step off the dribble. To me, he's just not a guy that you're going to really be able to just... He's just not a guy you're going to be able to build your team around. And when I'm thinking lottery picks in the direction that we're in right now, I say get the most talent that you can. Now, here's the main reason, okay? This is the main reason I wouldn't want us to go after a three-point shooter in the first round. And the reason being, and I mentioned this in the other video that I did as far as the pre-draft, is I would love to get this man right here, and he could very well be available for us, and it will be an absolute steal. He has, like, I know this is going to sound crazy when I say this, but just watch highlights of him. And by the way, if you're wondering what his name is, here we go. Let's say it together. You'll see. Can you...
Vrenz Bleijenbergh.
Okay, hold on. Let me turn the music off for a minute. All right, let's try his name. What is it?
Vrenz Bleijenbergh.
Him, okay? So every time that I'm about to say his name, I'm just going to play this, okay? That's what we're going to do. All right. So, my boy,
Vrenz Bleijenbergh.
It's an amazing player, okay? It's like Steph Curry type talent. He can shoot extraordinarily well. Pretty good playmaker. He's athletic. He's good with the ball in his hands. He's fast. He has a pretty fast first step, and he can shoot from three, and his release is extraordinarily fast. And when you see him, you might say, oh, he's kind of like Bertans, but he's way better at ball handling than Bertans was. So if the Spurs were to get a guy and we're like really banking on, we need a 3-point shooter, I would go in this direction and try to get one in the second round. I don't think that you need to give up a lottery pick to get a 3-point shooter. Now, even with that being said, I think a guy like Kai Jones has the ability or chance to be a pretty adequate, good 3-point shooter once he hits the NBA. So even with that being said, there still will be available people in the first round that will have the chance to be good scorers. I'm not a believer in getting a sharpshooter in the first round. I could be completely wrong. If the Spurs were to do it, sure, but in my opinion, you should get
Vrenz Bleijenbergh.
Okay, so let's go after
Vrenz Bleijenbergh.
in the second round. Don't worry about our boy. Don't worry about our boy Corey Kispert, but let's go after
Vrenz Bleijenbergh.
Okay. All right. I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm so childish. All right. But before I go, I do want to say big shout out to the patrons. If you also want to be a patron and you want to support the channel, it's only $2. Don't be overwhelmed by this 30. It's actually somebody who gave more than I even asked. But if you go to patreon.com/clan-the-Spurs-fan or the link below, become a patron. It means the world to me. It's a lot of BS that YouTube puts me through with this channel, and then it's not a whole bunch of Spurs fans, so this helps a lot if you want to become a patron. So but yeah, so the links below, do that. It's gonna be great. And also draft party. Okay, we are gonna have a draft party on Thursday, so make sure you tune in for that. I'll be live during the draft. And if you want to join the Discord, the link's below as well. And I'm going to go in and out of the voice channel in Discord. But yeah, so if you can't get into, for some reason you can't get into the voice channel, just send me a message. I probably have to give you permission for it or something. But other than that, everything should be pretty Gucci. So join me on that. We should have a lot of fun. And if you haven't already, become a patron, all that good stuff. But yeah, Spurs, please, just go after
Vrenz Bleijenbergh.
Okay. All right. I'll give it you guys later. Till next time. Deuces.